Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Chris Irving from Kratom Kingdom, and sorry about the no shirt thing, but it's laundry day and I have absolutely no excuse me, no clothes clean, so I had to clip my microphone onto my hat. So I'm hoping that the volume is okay. If not, I'll just redo the video. Anyway, today's video is going to be a Q&A. I get a lot of comments and I try to go through every comment and answer the questions. But I started getting so many questions that I just decided to make a video addressing all those at least 10 of those questions. And these may be questions you might have as well. Question number 1, what is the best strain of Kratom for pain relief? In my opinion, in my experience, I find that red has the most analgesic properties. I mean, if I'm hurting, the first thing I'll do is 5 grams of red. And then if I want a little energy with that red, I'll add another 5 grams of green to it. So green, you can mix strains together. Just put them together, stir them up, put in your lemon or lime, and put in your boiling water or toss and wash it, or however you do it. But red, in my opinion, in my experience, has been the best for pain relief, and I have massive pain relief because of the hypospasticity I have on the left side of my body, which I'll stand up and you can see my arm. So my arm is always in a spastic position. It's like flexed all the time, which is no good. Drop my paper. Question number 2. Does it matter which country the kratom comes from? You know, like you hear like Malay, Indo, Thai. I've never really noticed too much of a difference, honestly. I presently get Indo because it's been the most consistent. So I get an Indonesian tea, and you're gonna have to play around with it and see if any one is better for you. But I get Indonesian, and it just seems to be the most consistent. It's the cleanest, it's the darkest red, it's the darkest green, and that's what my distributor has, so that's what I use. Question number 3, what is mangda versus dragon? Mangda is supposed to be, when you look at the anatomy of the leaf, the big vein that goes down the center, the more colorful that vein is that the higher the grade the kratom is. So if you've got a really red vein going through, they might call it red vein mangda or green vein mangda. And mangda in Thailand translates to the pimp's grade, and the pimp being the best grade. I'm not really sure why, but I think that was just a distributor. All of my kratom that I get now is labeled dragon, which is just another way of saying high grade kratom. So it says red vein Thai dragon kratom. And since I did start taking the dragon, I've noticed a difference. It's a little more potent. I need a little bit less. Number 4, can you die from kratom? There has been one case of somebody overdosing on kratom, and that wasn't from the kratom. That was from something else they were doing at the same time, like possibly taking opiates or heroin or doing something stupid. Another downer at the same time is taking a lot of kratom. But no one's ever died from just a dose of kratom. It's not a dangerous plant at all. It's been used for thousands of years in Thailand, Indonesia, and there's not a whole lot of reports of people dying. But the DEA found one case where somebody died who just happened to be taking kratom and said, "Ooh, it's a dangerous drug." And it's not a dangerous drug. If you take, you can overdose on water if you take enough of it. You can overdose on coffee if you take enough of it. So be logical and reasonable, and 5 to 10 grams a day isn't going to kill anybody. It may make you a little nauseous if you have too much. And that's another kind of safety. It'll make you nauseous and throw up before it'll kill you. So, is Kratom legal in California? I honestly don't know the answer to that question. I assume so because even cannabis is legal in California, which hopefully it will be legal everywhere else, because cannabis and marijuana is another beautiful drug or beautiful medicine that we can use. So if you live in a specific state, just do an internet search. Is Kratom legal in my state? And if it's illegal, I still would say, I mean, I don't honestly know if Kratom is legal in the state of Tennessee where I live, but my distributor sends it here, so I'm assuming if he can send it via U.S. Postal Service, then it's legal. And it's sold in kava bars, and it's sold in head shops and corner stores, so they wouldn't be able to have packaged Kratom on the counters if it were illegal. And it's as benign as coffee. So is coffee illegal anywhere? No. And the DEA is threatening to take Kratom off of the list of legal substances just because it's too good. It's taken away from the pharmaceutical companies' opiates. I mean, pharmaceutical companies run the world, and if we can get away from if we can use Kratom for pain, use marijuana for anxiety and relaxation, and hell, even a little fun sometimes, what's wrong with that? And use unwashed poppy seeds again for pain relief. These are all taken away from big pharmaceutical companies, and that's going to affect their bottom line eventually, and they don't like it. What is your favorite strain and why? Like I said before, my favorite strain is mixing red and green together, which is again black. So my favorite strain is black because with the red I get a lot of euphoria, I get a lot of pain relief, and a good amount of euphoria. And the green gives me a little stimulant on top of it. And what I'll do is I'll drink a black Kratom and then drink a cup of coffee, and then I am good for the day. But something that I do is tend to overdo it, and I drink it all day long. And if you drink too, I found in high doses, Kratom makes you sleepy. If you can take it in a realistic, 10 grams, then it'll get rid of the pain. But I always overdo everything because I'm a freaking drug addict. What happens if I take too much Kratom? If you take too much, like I said, you'll get nauseous and maybe vomit. There's no seizures associated with it. I've never even heard of anybody even being allergic to it. But if you're nervous, don't take more than 5 to 10 grams in a day. Those little capsules that you get, those are about 750 milligrams. So that's about a gram a capsule. So don't take any more than 10 of those in a day. And don't take them all at one time. You'll get real nauseous. I did that and it just made me sick. And I got nothing from it. Some people can take 2 of those little capsules and feel awesome. I'm not one of those people. I need it in a tea. And it could be because I built up such a huge tolerance for it. Can you smoke Kratom like you smoke weed? No, because Kratom has alkaloids in it, like other healing plants. The alkaloid is called Mitragyna speciosa, and what that does, if you burn it, it burns away the alkaloid and does no good. It'll just taste terrible and make you cough, but it won't give you any effect. Marijuana is, to my knowledge, the only thing you can really smoke and get the effects from the alkaloid of THC. But Mitragenous speciosa is not like THC. It doesn't like to be smoked. And this question was, will I piss dirty on Kratom? If you've got a drug test, I have heard of people. There is a test now for Kratom. Certain doctors will test you for Kratom, especially with the opioid epidemic and all that great stuff. That's You can piss dirty for opiates if you eat poppy seeds. So, yeah, if it's illegal in your state, you might want to wait a couple of days if you have to take a piss test before you do it, because yes, you can piss dirty for Kratom, but you won't piss dirty for opiates or any other kind of weird illicit drug. It'll just be Kratom. How much does it cost to use Kratom? How much can I expect to spend? I drink a pound of Kratom a month, sometimes 2 pounds. And I paid $10 an ounce, so I get a pound of it for $125 a pound. And so I'll spend about $250 a month, but I'm a heavy, heavy, heavy Kratom user. And, but if you're a casual user, if you use it every once in a while, you want to cut before you go to bed, I mean, you can get away with it for $50 a month. And depending on most of the online distributors that I've looked at are about $10 an ounce, between $10 and $11. I mean, I think Phyto Extractive is $14 an ounce, and that equals out to, somehow my distributor sells me a pound for $125, and I'm really happy with that, because I was paying him $10 an ounce before, so just 10 ounces of it was $100, and he's adding the extra 6 ounces for free, for $25 for me, which is a great deal. If you're a long-time user of Kratom, then talk to your distributor, not your dealer, your distributor. Dealers insinuate it's a drug, and it is a drug. I mean, let's be honest. It's got alkaloids in it that bind to your opiate receptors in your brain that make you feel a certain way. Coffee's a drug. Nicotine's a drug. Coffee's a drug. I mean, let's just be honest. Are we drug addicts because we drink Kratom? No. There was one more question that I didn't write down, but I thought it was important. Can you grow Kratom in America? There are trees, and it's becoming such a big deal now that people are growing Kratom trees in America, and it's not illegal to do so. And I'm hoping that we're going to have a new Democratic representative in the White House that's going to legalize marijuana, which will open up everything for us. Well, that was the question and answer. Like I said, I try to answer every comment I get, because I've only got 70 subscribers so far, and I go back and I read every single comment, 'cause I'm really curious as to what you guys got to say. I apologize again for the no shirt thing, but it is laundry day, and I try to put out a video a week, and I've not put out a video, and this is the weekend, so this is for my next week's video. I might do another one when I get time and when I have clothes. Yeah, no more naked videos. I'll have clothes. So it was nice chatting with you all. Have a peaceful, loving day. Peace out, Chris.